Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? This is Easy Drawings, and today we're gonna draw Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z. We're just gonna go over like the top, like the portrait-y type thing, like the upper shoulders up. Really, one of my favorite characters, and so let's kind of get into this. So first thing I do is I'm gonna actually kind of start with the. Oh, also he's gonna be in 3/4 view because that's kind of the view tech that looks more interesting, than just straight up. I'm gonna start with a kind of a circle, and I'm just kind of doing this messy and dark because I'm going to throw another piece of paper over it. I'm using regular computer paper. The pencil, don't worry about it. I'm going to be using this pencil just to throw the lines in, but I'm going to use a marker, which I cannot locate right now. One second. Yeah, I'm going to be using a Sharpie marker just to show you how kind of easy it is to do with this. If you like this, we'll do a color one later. We'll do color Vegeta. So I'm starting with a circle to kind of that skull shape to kind of get that down. Then I'm going to my watch rang. I'm going to actually pull it downward, like find the center line of the face. Right, it's going to come right off. I'm going to complete that to pull that downward, and he's going to have kind of a pointed, slightly pointed chin. And you have that bottom part of the chin, right? And then you have the other part of the jaw, And it's kind of like almost like there's a point here, and then it goes up to where the ear is. Ear's placed on the side of the head, obviously. I'll go into the ear a little bit more later on. He has his eye line is very low. He's got a huge forehead. That's kind of one of Vegeta's things. And he always looks angry, even when he's like content. You know what I mean? He always has this kind of anger, like his eye tends to look like angry. If I'm doing this eye right here, it has that kind of almost like a triangle shape, but it's closed in on one side. And he has the giant triangle shape above that. And then his hairline up here, he's got a huge, I think that widow's peak, right? Huge widow's peak. We might even throw some more scalp on there, Huge widow's peak, almost all the way to the back of this thing. And there's a point right above where it hits the hairline. I mean, this is a hairline, but it hits this other point, the side of the head here. It's going to pull down left. And he's got this kind of tiny, not really sideburn, but kind of that sideburn area. Let me go to his nose. His nose is kind of, pretty. It's it's pretty little. It's like itty bitty nose, kind of. It's like a triangle, very like that the typical anime nose. So it is kind of essentially think of a triangle stuck to a person's face, a little tiny triangle. And then he's got that little, I don't know, you could make him smirk or smile or just have that kind of like grimace, like Also, let's go into his... This is all construction, by the way. We're going to go over this and clean this up later. I'm going to stick his cheek out a little bit more. And then, now, let's kind of go into his hair. His hair is... I like to think of it as one large kind of cone. Let me see. Does that fit in the page here? Fit in the camera? Yeah. It's kind of one large cone coming off. It attaches in the back of his neck. Different looks of him have different, like in the beginning he had this like scrawny look, and then he became this huge kind of mass monster later on. He's like totally ripped. I kind of like the ripped look. I think it's pretty cool. And like I said, I usually think of this like almost like a flame, like a candle wick. And then I'm going to pull out shards that come out of that. Some of them have more than one, and some of them have like one kind of point. Right here is like it's almost like a triangle. And you can do that all the way up, and he's kind of got this. Does that go off the page? That might barely go off the page. I'm gonna just try to keep it in there. And again, they come out. I know some people like kind of number it and stuff like that. I don't really do that. If you just keep them kind of sharp and almost like polygon-esque, it should be fine. let me throw another piece of paper over it now as well. This is computer paper, like I said, just regular computer paper. You can kind of vaguely see it, see? I am actually going to go in, instead of that marker, I'm going to go in with just a pen. This is just a Prismacolor, like pretty inky type pen, so you can use any pen you want. This is really not about the pen right now. So let's kind of get into it. I will use the marker for the hair though. So I'm going to kind of go over these lines and make him angry. His eyebrows are touching his eyes. You know what I mean? They butt up right against it, I mean. His forehead, he's got that little, like the change of plane from the front of the forehead to the side. So that's why I threw that little line there to show it. His eyes, like I said, are those triangular box. Right inside there, his iris and pupil. He's got a little bit of lines to show the kind of change of plane between the cheek, the top of the cheek, and the kind of the lower portion of the eye. Middle, kind of between the eyes there, but the brow. Going over here on this other side, the far side. I'm trying to find that the way that would look like, because he's in 3/4 view. Eye on that side as well. I mean the pupil. And then throw the same thing. You're trying to mirror that side, but like not really mirror it because it's going to be on the far side, because it's in 3/4 view. I'm going to find his nose next. His nose has that. Sometimes you can do a little sharper nose. I know like some stuff like Cowboy Bebop they have like longer, sharper noses, and then also it depends on what team kind of animated. I think that's how this worked, right? The Dragon Ball had like different teams, you know, where one episode's animation would completely change from the next episode. They can probably do the grimace, like I said, or whatever. You can do the smile, like. Yeah, I'm gonna give him just the grimace. I mean, just like grimace. So the cheek kind of peaks around the nose area, and then goes down. Chin has a little bit of a flatness to it, pulling up to that side point, and then it goes up. But I'm not gonna draw the line entirely all the way up. I'm going to pull actually that ear a tiny bit in now that I see it. The ear has this kind of almost like donut shape. I usually think of it as a Y, a question mark within a Y inside of a question mark. These guys could kind of have it. Not as much though. Find the other hairline over here. Pulling this way. I'm actually going to start with the middle hairline. The hairline goes really, really low. Pulling that back. His neck. It's got the sternocleidomastoid, which is very superhero-ish kind of muscles there. And like I said, for his hair, I'm going to use that marker because the hair is going to be like, I'm going to have to fill it in. So using that, just following these lines that I originally drew. And now I'm going to fill it in. So I'm going to probably speed up the video for this. Anyways, I'm going to throw a like thicker line on the outside of the contour of Vegeta's face to kind of make it even, because that other what do you call it? The pen was just a little bit wasn't thick enough, you know what I mean? I'm going to use it to kind of thicken up a couple of things over here to kind of just make it a little bit more readable, because one of the biggest things would be to make it readable to the audience that's looking at it. Like, oh, okay, that's Vegeta, like at a first glance. Because people kind of look at artwork really quick, you know what I mean? It's just like, boom, looking for a couple seconds. Anyways, that's about it. It's just a simple drawing of Vegeta. I'll do a color one down the line. I really appreciate you guys watching this. I'll talk to you guys next time. See ya.